What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, and we're back with another Google Hangout. Tonight's Google Hangout, we will be discussing and breaking down this weekend's Showtime triple header, headlined by Ruslan Provodnikov, taking on John Molina. That features the return of former WBO junior middleweight champion Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade taking on Willie Nelson. And we also have, I forgot the third fight on the card. Um, can y'all help me out? One of y'all guys help me out. I know it's a triple header. I'm sure of that. At least I thought it was, but it may not be. But on HBO we got Vasil Lomachenko taking on Rocky Martinez. He's moving up in weight, challenging for Martinez's title. And we got Felix Verdeja on the undercard. And we're gonna start with the HBO card because it's the lesser of excitement between the two. Let's start with Felix Felix
Verdejo.
Verdejo, whatever, something. You know, I'm bad about messing up names. JG, what you think about his opponent? Because I don't know who he is, but I'd expect him to win.
I don't know anything about his opponent either, but I expect. I really don't. I haven't. I wasn't prepared for the cards that we was going to talk about, but I don't know, man. You're gonna have to talk to one of them two.
I know Smooth Cat. You Smooth Cat? He in that T. You know about his opponent?
Yeah, Juan Jose Martinez. I've seen him fight like once or twice, nothing impressive like that. It's just another. I'm not interested in this fight whatsoever. You know?
Damn, T, your boy, you alright? But you got a cold or something?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a cold.
Oh, okay. You just sound like T, like for real. I can hear the accent, but you sound like a different person or something. But yeah, well, there it is, Verdejo. I mean, hopefully he don't hurt his hands again. Man, Verdejo need to fight somebody. Laura, Andrade, Arcade, all them names, man. But I ain't say that I didn't say that. So the guy that said that is that guy. But yeah, Verde. What is it, JG? Verde who?
Verdejo.
Well, Verdejo should win probably by KO or a dominant decision. Hopefully he doesn't hurt his hands. I know that's a kind of a concern going forward, you know, because he's had multiple, I think, fractures or surgeries to that right hand of his. So hopefully, you know, he doesn't hurt it and it doesn't, you know, stunt the growth of him in his career. Well, let's go ahead.
I guess that's what happens when you keep beating on tomato cans.
Exactly.
Well, GGG ain't having that problem. But anyway.
I have no interest in that fight whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. I mean, this is definitely not HBO's best card.
In Montevera's voice, I'm sick of this bullshit.
Okay, well, let's go on to the main event. We got Vasil Lomachenko taking on Rocky Martinez. He's moving up from 126 to 130. But he wouldn't. I mean, so I don't know if he would do that for Walters, but that's another topic. But I expect Vasil Lomachenko to wipe out. I'm not gonna say wipe out Martinez because he's a respectable champion, or a very good fighter. But I think that he's gonna win this fairly comfortable. He pulled away late, but I mean, we don't know how he's gonna adjust to 130, so you never know. But the wars that Martinez has been in with Salido, he also fought Mikey Garcia. Believe that or not, when Mikey was, you know, was down there actually fighting. So we'll see, but I think that it'll be a good fight early on. I think Lomachenko might drop him just off wear and tear, and Martinez not having the greatest chin, but I think that he's gonna decision him 116, 114, 117. You know, I mean 116, 112, 117, 11, something like that. Smooth Cat.
Ooh, well, this right here, I mean, I can say it like this. As much as I like Rocky Martinez, I don't feel skill-wise he matches up with Lomachenko at all. But what I will say is Rocky Martinez is a very determined fighter, and he will bring the fight. So it'll be interesting to see if Rocky can hurt him. Because if Rocky can hurt Lomachenko, who knows? I mean, Lomachenko could possibly be on the verge of a huge upset. Because I think if Martinez wins, you got, even though I think Martinez is doing more in his career, but you
Of
still got to
course.
label this the upset because of the type of potential and the hype behind Lomachenko.
Let me jump in real quick. Lomachenko has very good skills, but I'm not all the way impressed. You know, I think that he can be bullied um, against a guy like Walters or somebody that's just either that's determined, like you said, Rocky Martinez, that's just as skilled as him. That's why I mean I'm not sure. That's why I kind of think that Top Rank even realized that he came out the gates, blazing with a top 10, top 15 opponent, and then he fought Salido, and then he fought Russell. But ever since that, his competition just went down. Just went down, and I guess this Rocky Martinez being his opponent is supposed to blow people away. And I'm not saying that disrespectful towards him, but at this stage, he should be fighting the Walters or all the other guys that's in his division. But for whatever reason, he hasn't. But with the news that Heyman and Arum are working on fights, there's definitely fights for him to be made if they can fully put those egos to the side and hash out those fight
Coexist.
agreements. Yeah, yeah, put them agreements to paper. JG.
Here's the one thing that I mean, the thing is, we know Rocky's tough, but one thing I want to know
Somebody got to
about
mute the TV.
Lomachenko is that can he finish somebody? You know what I'm saying? Can he finish? Because like you guys talked about, he came out guns a blazing against what I'm saying, veterans, guys who had been had their rounds and stuff like that. So once you get to an elite level, it's a lot harder to knock guys out. Lomachenko never really had that opportunity to fight tomato cans at the beginning, build himself up, get some rounds in, where he actually what I'm saying, learned how to finish people. Like, he had a great amateur experience, yeah, but it's totally different than the pros. You know what I'm saying? You kind of start, you learn. It's I guess it's maybe like dog fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess you put the dog up against stuff that can't fight back, and then so that it'll be ready for those wars. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I think that Lomachenko is gonna decision this fight right here,
Mm-hmm.
but I worry about him down the road because he never had that, what I'm saying, that he don't really have that dog in him. I don't think he has the dog in him. He has the skill, like Smooth Cat was talking about. But I'm gonna pose this question to you guys. Do you guys see the dog in Lomachenko?
Um,
Uh,
I don't think he'll fold under pressure. I don't think he'll fold under pressure. I think if he get beat up, he just get beat up. It's by somebody that's just bigger than him and stronger than him. But I don't think he'll quit or anything like that. If that
I
makes
think
sense.
with him,
My bad.
hey, I think with him, I think he's one of the ones. It's like he'll dig deep, but kind of like how he did against Salido, he'll kind of dig deep too late. Because it's like it was points in that fight where he was sitting there and Salido was getting rough and using rough tactics. He looked confused as hell. He was like, well, should I punch? Should I stand here? Or should I just look around? Oh, look at the girl in the crowd. She got a rack. And he like just sitting there paused. It's like, dude, I mean, this is the hurt business. You can't just sit there and just let a guy tee off on you. I don't give a damn how good your chin is. One of them shots gonna catch you eventually, and it ain't gonna feel good.
I
Oh,
agree with
but
that.
I got Lomachenko by wide unanimous decision.
Okay, T.
Yeah, I got Lomo by decision, man. I think this is just him picking up another trinket right here. That's all this is for me. I think he gonna outbox Rocky easily, and I got him winning by at least 6 rounds.
Well, I mean, I can definitely see that, man. I hope he step up his competition. after this. Like, I mean,
The problem with Lomo, man, is Lomo, for some reason, and Aram is guilty of this, man. They lowball cats, man. They lowball Walters. They
Yeah, they
lowball
did.
Rigo.
It's
You know,
HBO.
I don't want to admit it, but they be
No,
lowballing.
no, no, no. That's Aram.
Yeah,
it's just that's just like Loeffler too. I'm not gonna bring him up, but we know who he promoted,
yeah,
so we're gonna keep it at that.
Something wrong with that. To me, I think the HBO budget, like they cut it back or something.
yeah. They cut it back. They cut it back last year, matter of fact. But I mean, it. I can't say I'ma just blame Lomo. I'm not gonna say that because I know he wants
Right.
these fights. I know he will fight these fights. But if you're
Hmm.
not bringing a proper amount of money to the table for your opponent when you want the lion share or something like that, you're not gonna get the fights that people want to see you win. So they gotta
But
quit
see,
lowballing these guys.
but see, that's where the promoter come in. At. You gotta if you look. If I get tired of hearing that, and I'm not going at nobody like Rigo. We know, God know that I'm not eager to see him fight just because not because he's not talented, because we know what we're gonna get. He gonna counter, he gonna move whatever pot shot, but that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve the right to face these guys. Because if you saying you the best and you got a guy who is hard to watch, but that can very well be dominant from anyone to 118 to 126, and if you want you want to be known as a great fighter, why not fight him? Why not get your money? Whatever he get. You don't worry about his money. I think a lot of fighters be caught up in too much about what other fighters be fight. I mean, other fighters be making. Like you supposed to get your money that you comfortable with, and if he agreed, that means he's comfortable with whatever is being offered to him. And that's why I think a lot of fighters don't be happy that these people who on the 60-40. It don't matter if you deserve a higher percentage. Get your percentage, but don't go crazy with it and kill the fight because you're trying to control how much another man make. But I mean, the promoter's job is to promote. I mean, you can stack the undercard if you having a Rigo versus whoever. I mean, or whatever it may be. It's ways to get asses to see and generate, revenue, so it won't end up as a loss. Aaron just don't give a fuck, but he realizing now that he's gonna have to work with the other guys that has great fighters too, because his way of promoting and doing things is slowly dying and falling on deaf ears to the new age fan.
Well, you know what? I want to bring up something that Jeffrey, old Uncle Jeffrey, brought up one day about promoters and how they used to,
Hey, speaking of him, he commenting on the video now. He watching.
Tell him
Yeah,
to jump in on it.
yeah. I mean, I want to say something that he was talking about the old promoters and how promoters, like they used to have their fighters on talk shows. They used to have them here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like the promoters used to actually do work. Now promoters are like looking for these fighters to sell themselves, and it's like, I mean, it, it's not
If you
really
got to
working.
promote yourself, what the fuck you need them for?
Exactly.
Exactly.
These promoters are just collecting the check right now.
Pretty much, man. I mean, like you said, we used to see back even in the '90s. You had basketball players on sitcoms, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Martin. Even before that, Jeffersons. You know what I'm saying? You got them anywhere they could be accepted and would be visible. And now it's just like, well, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, post a
Yeah.
picture, or if they do something really to get themselves in trouble or go or say something crazy, now you want to fall back and not be by their side. But they give you a good amount of money to promote them by any means necessary. And you say you want a winner, then you want a winner. If Rigo win it, how he win it, he win it. You know what I'm saying? And if you so worried about the business part, then have a smarter plan to generate revenue when it comes to him. If not, then shut up, and do whatever. Keep making excuses, but I don't know.
All right. Look at HBO's card, for example. All right, HBO's card. I hate to say it, and I don't say this like trying to be ignorant or trying to be bigoted, but they're you know what I'm saying, there isn't no. I mean, where's the U.S. fighter? Are they outsourcing the Europeans because they like don't have to pay them as much because the budget's cut?
I mean, you might be right. You might be onto something, but maybe Bob Aaron don't have a. I don't want to say that like 100% guarantee. He got a few American fighters, but I don't really know of him having a deep stable of American fighters. He got Crawford and Marky Garcia here, Mexican American. Tim Bradley, but other than that, for real, I don't know of him having a deep stable of American-born fighters.
Because
They go to top rank. I mean, Al Heyman.
I'm just gonna tell you,
Maybe
HBO's
that's it.
translator he probably gets a lot of money because he's doing a lot of work over there.
Yep. Maybe that's what HBO wants to do. I mean, maybe that's their way. That's what they're heading towards.
Because they don't have to spend as
The
much money trying to build them up and sell them to a certain audience.
Eventually they will have to, though. Eventually they will have to.
I think
You
that they
know,
just like going the cheap route and having the guys knock people out, and that's what's selling. I mean, they don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Because knockouts do sell. I'll say that much. They do.
it do, but but it comes a point where the big bag knockout guy gotta face the guy that that the ultimate guy that in his division or in his career. You know what I'm saying? And we all know up here, we all know those guys that we're talking about who not knocking the knockout guy who is supremely skilled, but we still want to see them, match up against the boxer and vice versa, the boxer match up against the puncher. So eventually, you know, it comes a point where you got to put the best in the ring with the best. But like you said, if HBO can make a lot of money off of Roman Gonzalez, Triple G, make a lot of more money than they spending, then why be so quick in a rush to put them in a ring with a Noye or a Ward or whoever it may be? You know.
So
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
They got silent as fuck.
Hey, why he jump like that?
Y'all can get anything else to say?
Man,
Yeah.
fuck that car. Let's talk about Showtime.
Hey,
It's showtime.
hey, one of y'all take over. I'll be right back. I'll
Okay.
be back.
All right. Well, Jonathan, start off with the Showtime card. Flaw.
We're gonna talk about Willie Nelson and Boo Boo.
Yeah, doo-doo.
Yeah, so we got I guess the first fight we're gonna talk about is Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade versus Willie Nelson. What's Willie's nickname?
Lanky.
Yeah, tall as fuck.
No, I don't know for real. I'm just messing
Yeah, I
around.
know. Tall as Willie, tall as fuck Nelson. That's who we got. Hey
Man.
T, touch on this fight for us, man.
This is gonna be a pretty good fight, man. I'm like out of all the fights this weekend, this is one that I probably say I'm looking forward the most. I want to see how Boo Boo look after this layout, man. I think Willie Nelson is gonna give him all he can handle for a little bit, man. It's gonna be a technical fight. It's gonna be a very technical fight. Willie Nelson ain't got no quit him. He'll dog when he needs to be, bro. So it's gonna be a test. I'm leaning towards Boo Boo though. I'm leaning towards Boo Boo. Willie Nelson can kind of laugh off here and there, but for the most part, it's gonna be a damn good fight. I wouldn't be surprised for an upset either. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if Willie Nelson pulled this off.
What I miss?
We talking about Nelson versus Doodoo.
Who? We don't, man. Come on, man. We ain't gonna do that, man.
No. But Andre though. Come on.
Andre.
Yeah, go ahead,
Andre
Big
gonna
Boo.
win.
Go ahead,
Andre gonna win. Andre gonna win. I mean, he should. He better win if he want them big fights. But Andre, I think he the better fighter. I mean, I know he the better fighter. It's all about how he approaches the fight. Willie Nelson no bomb by any means. He could win, could out hustle him, could knock him out. I mean, he said I just read he said he coming to expose Demetrius Andrade. So I don't think it's gonna happen though. I don't believe in his chin. I don't believe he can deal with the speed that Andre has or the power, and I think that he's gonna get knocked out. I think it's gonna be a dominant performance. I think Andre really, honestly, I think he got to make a statement. Because if he was to knock out Willie Nelson in dramatic fashion or just like thoroughly beat him and then stop him, out of the junior middleweights that's fought in the past month, he would be the most
Yeah.
impressive. He would be the most impressive. He
He
needs
would.
to stay. He needs to come in here all serious for real, being straight up. He needs no talking, more fighting, coming in to take care of your business. Because obviously he's not that guy. Me and JG talked about this plenty of times. He's not that guy that's gonna promote himself or draw a big crowd. So he needs to go to Paul Williams route and just fight often, fight whoever, and win by any means necessary. But he's gonna have to sprinkle in some impressive victories along the way, and it starts with Willie Nelson. He can't lay an egg in this fight. No boring decision, no barely winning the decision, no getting dropped and looking all bad. He need to be dominant from the beginning to the end and go for the kill.
Yeah, let me go next because I know Mike is gonna break this thing down to a T. Uh, I know Mike. I know Mike. I know Mike. Yeah, I know he gonna break this down to a T for those who are listening. I think that Andre has a slight edge, technically. Now both guys have flaws. Don't get me wrong. Andre, me and Mike talked about in the past how when he steps back, his chin is straight up in the air, which the taller fighter and Willie Nelson could very well exploit that, being that he has the leverage. Um, I think Andre, his feet sometimes can get him in trouble. It's like he got two size 15 center blocks on.
Yep.
But I mean, I do think that I think he's the faster fighter. Uh, I'm. I don't know who's the stronger fighter. I can't say. I can't say that either. I don't know who's the stronger fighter. We obviously know who the longer fighter is. But I
I
think
think
who's the
Nelson the stronger fighter. My
I do
bad.
too. I,
He's
I
looking
think Nelson
stronger.
the stronger fighter.
But the thing is, the Showtime. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout because all of these fights have been dog fights. I mean, other than the robbery with Butte and Badu Jack, these fights have been really good fights going 12 rounds. So I think that this one's going to be that way. Maybe a 115, 113 decision for Andre.
That ain't good enough, man. I ain't saying I disagree with you, but that ain't good enough for Andre. That's just simply not good enough. He been out for a minute. He talking about fighting Golovkin. He want the Charlos. He want Canelo. He
It
want
might need to be
Cotto.
good enough though, because he hadn't fought in a while. Maybe that's why it's going to be as close. Or maybe he loses. I mean, because it's not like Willie Nelson is a scrub. I know what you're saying. Like he needs this so that he can get the big fights, but sometimes it don't happen like that.
True. I mean, yeah, maybe, but I mean, maybe he need to look more vulnerable so he can get Canelo or something. But
Nobody
if
wants to
he,
look vulnerable though. Who,
I'm not saying he wants to, but maybe, I mean, maybe in the perception, if he just if Willie Nelson just push him there, I mean, maybe that opens the door for him. But I just feel like shit, you should want to fight him whether you look vulnerable or unbeatable, and that's for anybody boxing. But I just think that he needs to put on uh, an impressive victory to get back in the favor with fans to really show that he needs these fights or he deserves these big fights. Elton or Tavares or Smooth Cat, which one?
You go ahead,
Oh shit, he cleared his throat. He may well clear his throat.
Uh-oh.
No, I can see it being tactical for the most part. I actually think Andrade should get a unanimous decision somewhere 116, 112. I think his better pedigree should shine over the second part of the fight, personally. But I actually could see most of the rounds being close. Oh, shit.
True.
Okay.
Tavares.
Yeah, I already spoke my piece on it. I think it's
Oh
gonna be.
shit.
I think it's
Smooth
gonna be a
cat.
lot better fight than what people are really perceiving it. I mean, I really want to see how this layoff affect Boo Boo. To be honest with you. But Willie gonna come to fight.
And honestly, when you think about it, man, he last fought in October, so I don't know if it's that big of a layoff. He fought in October. I know you want to fight every 4 months, I
talking like
guess.
a step up.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm ready to see the fight Saturday to see what's
I
really
want to see.
good.
I want to see how Boo Boo uses his jab. I think Boo Boo has one of the best, most underrated jabs in boxing, and I want to see how he uses that jab because he's gonna need it against Willie Nelson.
Yeah, he gonna need everything. I mean, because if not, if he let Willie Nelson, I'm gonna let you go in, Smooth. But if he let Willie Nelson get that momentum like Nelson did when he fought Tony Harrison,
Tony Harrison.
yeah, that man gonna be it's gonna be bad. But like I said, man, we need the Andrade that fought Brian Rose.
You know what? With this fight, like I said, it's one of the ones. Now, when it first got announced, I told y'all I was overly excited about it. And now that it's finally here, I'm just gonna say this. One key factor that I think will play into this fight is that like who these two have fought. I think that's gonna play a factor into this fight because one guy is he's the better known fighter. You know, he competed in the Olympics. He went against the Keith Thurmans, the Tim Bradleys, and those types of the world, and he won those fights in amateurs. He did. Where on the other hand, the other guy has fought the better opposition as a pro.
They got one
Even
common opponent.
though they're common, I think they got two common opponents.
I know, man.
I think it's two.
Mark Rosen is one.
Right. And like you say, the fight with Nelson and Vannis, it was close. But, I mean, I see why they gave it to Vannis. He was more aggressive, and I do feel he won that. In the case with Vannis and Andre clearly won that fight. And it was close for some rounds, but Andre, to me, he did more, and he proved to be the better of the two. In this fight, I got this feeling, and I'm gonna run with my feeling because I normally don't do it. So, mark my words, Mr. Willie Nelson is gonna win this fight by 8th round knockout.
Woo!
And
Nope. Mm-mm.
and he's gonna upset the Boo Boo apple cart. And as many fans as y'all see. Wait, I want to make sure this is said. As many fans as y'all see all over Facebook, y'all love Boo Boo now. When he loses this fight, watch those fans change on him.
I'll still interview you, Demetrius.
It's going to be a close competitive fight, and you're going to clearly see that, like Tavares was saying, Andre's jab is going to be snapping. He's going to be doing work, and Willie Nelson going to be just missing early on. Later in the fight, Andre gonna get a little more confident and start standing still.
But
and
what
then
if
they
he
gonna start exchanging?
Go ahead, finish.
They gonna start exchanging. Willie Nelson gonna hit him with a straight 1-2, and down goes Andre, and we're gonna end that fight.
But what if? Okay, answer this question though. What if Andre got a good chin? I mean, what if his chin? I know he got knocked down, but what if he got a good chin?
I think he got. I do think he got a good chin because the shot Vannis hit him with that bad, but when you see it has some force behind it when he caught him. It was a flash knockdown, but he didn't hit him with everything, but he had some force. So I do say he does have a little bit of a chin. His lack of competition is gonna finally catch up with him, and it's gonna catch up with him similar to how I caught up with Tony Harrison.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Got me nervous over here now for him. Like I got some staking for the fight, but I don't know. He might. He get knocked out, I'll be like, damn. He called it, but I think he gonna win, man. I think Willie Nelson has been in more wars, even though I mean the war. It was a war with Manny Marrero. That was a fight there. It was no defense. no defense.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That
And then
was all offense.
what's the guy he fought when ESPN Friday Night Fights was still on? The Mexican guy where he got dropped or whatever. That was a great fight too. Damn, I forgot the dude's name, but that was a war too.
You saw the one he knocked out.
Did he knock him out? I thought Nelson had got dropped a couple times in that fight. He dropped dude too. The tall Mexican guy, man.
Oh, damn. I think I know who you're talking about. I can't. Oh, I can't click his name right now.
It was about 2 years. What was it? About 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. Anyway, I mean, we'll see. It'll be a good fight. You know, as long as it lasts. If it's a short fight, but I'm picking Andre by I'm picking by 7 round KO or TKO. I don't know if you got a
You talking
power.
about Vincent Arroyo? Is that the guy you said what he fought?
Nah, it's like a Haladaro. I don't know.
Oh, Grajeda?
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Now we're going to the main event because I don't know if it's a triple header
But
on this card.
I don't know.
What'd you say, Mike?
No. I said, oh, there we go. This the fight that's getting the most hype, but I think it's gonna be a wipeout.
We got the Siberian Rocky, Ruslan Provatnikov, taking on John the Gladiator Molina. Both guys have went to war with Lucas Matisse. Both guys have been in wars. Both guys can punch. One guy can box better than the other, but one guy has a better chin than the other, and that is Ruslan Provatnikov. Tavares, you want to start this off?
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a war for about maybe 6 or 7 rounds. But I think it's gonna come down to who breaks first. And I think Molina is gonna be the one to break.
Man, Elsie, go ahead.
Yeah, I almost agree with that to the T. I actually think Lena's gonna bust up Russell's face, but actually Russell gonna take his toll around the 7th or 8th round. Brutal knockout.
Damn. Smooth cat.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what this fight reminds me of. This fight is gonna be I can't think of them two guys' names later on, but
Gotti Ward.
huh?
What you thinking about Gotti Ward?
No. I'm talking about one of them savage early knockouts. I think this is gonna be one where early on, because Molina got the type of power. He can hurt you, but dude, I cannot see no way. I can't even see him buzzing Ruslan. I think he gonna come out aggressive, behind this jab, and I think Ruslan gonna get into him and start landing his shots, and it's gonna become an elevator fight where Molina gonna go down like 2 or 3 times, and then Ruslan gonna catch him flush, and it's gonna be good night. 3rd round KO for Ruslan.
That's a quick ass elevator. Shit.
Yeah, it is.
100 miles per hour. I'm thinking you about to say like the 7th or 8th round. You said 3rd. I'm like, what kind of elevator is that? But JG.
No, it's the one that's short and sweet in it of it.
Oh, okay.
But it's gonna be a brutal ass one.
The short bus elevator. I got you. Okay. JG.
Man, I think that Ruslan, gonna beat the hell out of Molina. Obviously, this ain't going 12 rounds. I think it's probably gonna be like a cut because Molina cuts easier, right? Didn't he cut easier or some shit like that?
I think so.
probably gonna be a cut, or you know what I'm saying, his eyes gonna close or some shit like that. I mean, obviously Ruslan ain't no he ain't no pretty boy Floyd himself. His face gets pretty swollen and he bleeds and stuff as well. It is gonna be a war, but I just think that Ruslan, for some odd reason, man, he's just like he's indestructible. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm going to say a 9th round TKO or RTD.
Hey, y'all all wrong. Smooth Cat, y'all should be able to test this. When this fight was made, I picked Molina. I think it was you. It might have been in the TCR chat, but I think I said
Yeah,
told y'all, and I'm sticking with that pick.
you did.
John, you should have picked the dude you shared a name with.
This says
We say Smooth Cat.
I said you predicted a split decision if I'm exact, right?
I'm not picking a knockout. I know that. Not if I was gonna pick a knockout, I'd be picking Ruslan. But John, you should have picked the dude that shares your name. But you didn't. I'm gonna be the only one up here right. I think that he might drop Ruslan, but he's not gonna stop Ruslan. If he drop him, he gonna drop him to the body. And if he stop him, he gonna stop him to the body.
I don't think they're gonna drop up maybe welterweight, maybe junior middleweight.
Ruslan, man, Tim Bradley hurt Ruslan to the body, and we know he can't crack an egg. He can't crack an egg.
You know what? I won't say that because for some reason, it's like when Bradley sit on his punches, they're a lot harder than anticipated. Because I know he hit Pacquiao with, I think it was like 2 damn right hands that looked like he headed them.
You know what? To be honest with you, the only question I really have about this fight is the Diaz effect on Ruslan. That's the question that needs to be brought up. What changes has he implemented for Ruslan?
Garcia. You talking about Robert Garcia?
Yeah, Garcia. Excuse me.
Oh shit! Oh damn! I forgot there was this trainer because you see what he did with McDonald. But it don't matter. I ain't changing my pick now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Wait a second. I think
he got Robert Garcia now.
Yeah.
I think he got Diaz. If I'm not mistaken,
he Robert Garcia.
I say he got Robert Garcia, right?
Yeah, he Robert Garcia.
Oh, hey, I'm sticking with my prediction now for real.
Man, Robert Garcia don't make the man. He a great trainer, but this is the fight that John Molina is gonna win. I'm telling you.
He turned McDonald around,
and
you saw McDonald was.
Look, man. Last time I picked against Molina, I was still right, but I thought he was gonna get wiped out against Matisse, and he almost knocked Matisse out. You know, so I know they 2 different fighters. But I'm picking him by split decision. I'm sure. I know for a fact he gonna use the reach and the height advantage, and he gonna avoid as much damage as he can. He gonna win the split decision, and I don't care what nobody say. There it is. I approve that prediction.
Big Cool has spoken.
Don't let me then see. I'm picking. It seems like I'm biased because I interviewed both of these guys. So
I know.
So they gotta make me look good. You know what I'm saying? Like man.
Well, I'll tell you this. You got a better chance with Andre. With Andre beat Nelson. I give you that. You got a way better chance there. I think, and like I told you, Lena, Ruslan is gonna put a beating on him.
He said he gonna let it smack down Smooth Cat.
Hey, he gonna live to smack him down on Molina. I ain't gonna say the other part.
Here's the thing, Molina he don't move his head, like he don't got no defense. Like Ruslan, that's gonna be easy picking. I hate to say it, but it's gonna happen.
Hey, well, Molina, if you watching this, I picked you to win, so it don't matter, man. At least I got faith in you to win. Even if you don't win, I'll still interview you again because we're grateful for these. Anyway, no, I know y'all ain't
good guy.
No, that was just a joke. They're continuing on with the Andre if he loses, because Mike said everybody gonna turn on him. I said I'll still be here to give you your interview if we're the only people.
I'm trying to figure out who's high on Andre. Everybody down on him.
All you gotta do, JG,
go to TCR.
not only TCR, Die Hard Boxing, it's a lot of groups. And I'll show you where people be praising him like he's God.
No, I ain't never seen that. Now they praise him like they God,
I've
like he
seen it.
God.
I've seen
Well,
it.
well, they need to because don't be no, we don't praise that. But anyway,
Well, if that's the case, then why aren't our interview numbers up? That means you
exactly.
guys need to go out there and view that interview.
Yeah, you heard
Why
JG, Die Hard Boxing, TCR, Gardner, 505, New Mexico. I'm giving you all these shout outs, so y'all need to watch these interviews. Watch out, check out Elton's great interview what he did with Kenny and Sean Porter. He got the footage. He got more footage coming. I mean,
I got one thing to say about that. And to the dude who has some smart to say, man, fuck you.
woo, you know that, yeah. And appreciate the ring. What's the guy that defended him? What's his name? Brian the Ringer with the Vasil Lomachenko pictures, his profile on YouTube. We appreciate you for coming to our brothers.
Uh, bringer the rain boxing talk.
We appreciate you, man, because it ain't easy interviewing these fighters. Hell, so don't if you think you can do a better job, then you come up here and you go to Las Vegas or wherever a fighter is. You get the camera and you ask them questions. Hell, I'll be
Hey,
trying to be critical.
like I said about the Wild, like on my video earlier about Wilder, if you ain't set nothing up, if you ain't doing shit, shut the hell up.
Cause all of us up here working. We working. Y'all coming to our channel watching the Wilder, watching the Thurman, watching the Andre interviews. Who you think got 'em? We did, and I say that humbly. But don't come to our channel watching our stuff and just being assholes. We don't mind y'all criticizing, but don't be acting like you can do it better than we can. That's why y'all watching us. Anyway, we about to talk. We're gonna touch on a subject that it's still fresh on our hearts and minds. I didn't mention this earlier, but we're gonna talk about the great Muhammad Ali, a global icon. Each one of us can speak and say what impact he had, on us as just young black men growing up in America, and what he inspired us, if he inspired us to do anything. So, Elton, I don't know. I'll let you go first. I know you're at work, so I don't know how your schedule is, but I'm gonna let you go first to touch on that.
I mean, from being probably the first, second greatest fighter ever in history. This has nothing to do with skills, but he's probably the only fighter you can truly think of that you can say he never ducked anybody, he never missed a fighter. He fought everybody who you can think of, who you wanted him to fight. He was hard. Even out the ring, he was even better. From actually going, he actually went through the racist, the racism of the '60s. He actually stood by what he believed. Most people ain't gonna miss work for 3 days. He actually did it for 3 years. I mean, he came back probably a little bit off. Probably his greatest thing he did was he survived Parkinson's for 32 years and all that pain. I mean, it isn't too much more I can really say about him. He is the greatest.
Well said, smooth cap.
Man, as y'all know, I'm a huge Ali fan, and I can't lie. I've been trying to do my best to not really get all caught up in it. Like I say, when you think back on the type of things he did, the way he was open about speaking out on subjects that people normally didn't say anything about, they swept under the rug. How he stood up for what he always, how he let people know that it's okay to be confident in your abilities and it's okay to talk about it. And you don't have to be viewed negatively just because you speak your mind. I mean, he's I'm gonna continue to say he's the ultimate like trendsetter in not only sports but in life. Period. He was one of those guys to let you know that it's okay to express yourself. You shouldn't have to be afraid to be able to say what's on your mind. And he was the type, he had the platform via boxing, but he's so much bigger than boxing. So I mean, like you say, like with a hurt heart, you gotta you say rest in peace to him. You know, you pray for Layla Ali and the remainder of the family. It's just like I say, it's like real sad times because he was just so much more. It's like there's another icon that we've lost this year already. So I mean,
Man, go ahead.
2016 been rough. I mean, the end of 2015 was rough
Finish
for
me. Yeah,
me,
finish up. My
but
bad.
2016 like continued on. So, like I say, shout out to the greatest himself, Ali. I know you're in heaven. Hey, look down on the smile, and God bless, man.
Man, I'm gonna jump in before I let Tavares and JG go. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting emotional thinking about this now for real. Man, when I fell asleep and I woke up, man, and breaking news that he had died, and from that moment I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't go to sleep till like 3 or 4 in the morning. I was just watching clips of his fights, just
I end up staying up.
just looking up anything I could, and I did a video on it, but really wasn't really in the mood, but just did it just because it's an obligation that we are, to get the news. So I figured like, wow, I couldn't go to sleep, so why not do it? I mean, he stood for everything. I mean, he stood for whether he agreed with your views or not. I mean, he stood, for you and by you. Um, Great humanitarian. I mean, great man, great father, great fighter. But he transcended, like Elton and Smooth has said, way beyond the ring. He used his platform for the good and not for the negative. Yeah, he was flashy, he was cocky and confident, but it was all in a good way, good spirit. He was defiant. He didn't let anybody, persuade him, make him feel less of a man. He was aggressive. I mean, he was assertive. I mean, he just was the ultimate guy you would want. If you were going to look up to an athlete, that's who you would want to look up to. I'm not big on looking up to athletes as role models or whatnot because I just look at them as athletes. But if I was to look up to one, it would be Muhammad Ali. I mean, just he didn't forget just because he was a famous athlete that he had real issues and that people that wasn't fortunate to be in his situation was going through. So he didn't forget nobody. He loved everybody. You could tell he was a deep thinker. I was watching an interview where a 9-year-old white kid asked him what was his plans on doing after he was, boxing, after he retired from the ring. And he had broke it down, basically saying if you travel, this and that. And then he was just basically saying he had 16 years to get to heaven. And that was his goal. And, he had 16 years to help people. And obviously, he surpassed that 16 years, living another, 32 years, I believe. I believe it was another 32 years from that interview. And they said, his daughter said after all his organs are shut down, 30 minutes went on with his heart still beating. And that right there tells you everything you need to know about him. He was a fighter from the day he was born until the day that he died. And he'll never be forgotten. I mean, he's always going to be enshrined in our hearts and minds until our dying day. So, kind of wish he was born in his era just to, see him and really get to, get to really, really talk to him and get that knowledge. And I hate that he had to deal with Parkinson's because as great as he was, he still had so much more to offer. And it would have been great to hear him talk to these guys now, maybe Adrian Broner, not to knock these guys, but just to show them a different light. He could, physically talk to him instead of just they going to his videos or whatnot and seeing what he stood for. Maybe he could, wrap his arm around him and get them to see that, God bless you with the skill and this platform for a reason. But man, rest in peace to the greatest in my opinion, not just because he was a great fighter, but just because he was a great global icon who genuinely cared about everybody. So rest in peace, man. I'm glad you're no longer in pain, and hey, you'll never be forgotten. Tavares, JG, y'all can take over.
I'll go, man. I can't lie to you. Well, for one, when I first heard the news, that on life support, we all had our group chat that we were talking on, and I told you guys, I told you guys don't be sad because he's no
Right.
longer struggling because for so long he was in pain. You know what I'm saying? He was struggling. He was out of body. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't who 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 I guess what he was. And I know that he didn't want people seeing him like that. So part of me was happy that what I'm saying he passed away because now he's in his purest form in heaven. But one thing that I will tell you guys, and I told Jarrell this, I really got choked up about this, like he was my uncle or something. I really shed tears for this man.
Me too.
And it what he stood for, you know what I'm saying? He fought in Africa, he fought in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? He fought in areas where he brought economy up for him. You know what I'm saying? And people all over the world, doesn't matter what color, you know what I'm saying, they are. They admire this man. They admire him. They don't see color when they see him. You know what I'm saying? They see what he stood for. They see what kind of man he was. And they see, I guess, how important family was to him. I mean, yeah. I mean, my first encounter with Muhammad Ali, like me learning about him, was a documentary about Sonny Liston. So I didn't know anything. I'm a little kid, so I'm hoping that Sonny Liston wins this fight, and he gets his ass whooped twice. First he was Cassius Clay, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, Cassius Clay, that dude looks familiar. I didn't know anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard of Muhammad Ali, but I didn't really know, that it was Muhammad Ali. And then that made me want to learn more about the guy, learn more about him. And then the older I get, the more you appreciate the things that he did. Like Jarrell said, he didn't back down. He fought everybody. He even fought everybody until it was too late where he wasn't even supposed to be fighting these guys anyway. He fought Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes in his prime, and he was washed up.
Went 10 rounds with him.
You
You
know
know what I'm saying?
what?
So,
Still to this day, I can't watch that. I'm that much of an Ali fan. I cannot watch that fight because I get pissed off thinking about it. I can't watch that fight.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm still shook up, man. I didn't think that, it's like I kind of feel bad, but I'm young. I'm only 24, so it's like certain stuff don't hit you until somebody's gone. Not to say I didn't appreciate Muhammad Ali, while he was alive, but it takes. I guess sometimes it takes this unfortunate, tragic situation, but it's like how you don't know somebody for real, but it
Right.
still connect with you.
They feel like family.
Yeah, it just feel like, dang, like JG said, like an uncle or somebody close to you, a mentor, just somebody that loved you and never did you wrong. It's like when they gone, it's like you don't got nothing to say, but you just get chills and you just sit back and think. I mean, it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, I was everywhere at the store. My girl, I'm just thinking Muhammad Ali. It's like, what's wrong with you? I'm thinking Muhammad Ali, and it's crazy, but that's the impact he had, man. And, I mean, I can only hope to have that impact on somebody's life. He had it on millions' lives. I just one or two people. If I can impact them like that, I'll be satisfied. But I mean, I
I
don't
must
know,
be
man.
the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, and well, he had some quotes that make you just get up and just want to change your situation. If you're not motivated by nothing, I mean, I don't know, man. It shouldn't take this for us, to get to want to change and be motivated because we got parents that went through this stuff and did their thing in their own right. And so, I mean, he's just great, man. Tavarius going to take it over.
What I'm about to say, like, it's gonna be somewhat controversial, but in respect to him, I think it's the only way to really say it because he was a controversial figure.
Go ahead, man. You know how we do it.
Me personally, I can only speak from me personally. Me personally, what he did in the ring, that's second, whatever.
Child's play.
Second tier.
That's second tier. That's whatever. You know, he great in the ring? Yeah, he's one of the greatest people to ever lace up his gloves in the ring. That's all well, good, and fine. But what he did outside the ring far surpasses anything he did inside the ring. Like my first, how can I put this? I can't say he was the last of a dying breed because he was the last of that breed. That breed is gone. The type of man Muhammad Ali is gone. We don't have these type of men no more.
I mean,
He was it.
you might can make a case for Jim Brown, but I don't know. I don't want to touch that compare. But
I thought
he
Jim
the
Brown
one.
was before him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, my bad. No.
Yeah, go ahead. But me, Muhammad Ali was it.
Yeah.
He was it. I mean, I never knew the power of this man until I was like 10, 11 years old. And I think I shared this story with a couple of y'all. I was watching CNN in the middle of the Gulf War. So this is back in like 91, 92 or whatever. And Saddam Hussein had hostages at his mansion, American hostages or whatever. A couple of French ones, I think, too. And he was calling them his guests. He was just gloating them to the world. Live TV. Hey, these are my guests. You know, which we all knew they was hostages or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
George Bush Sr. couldn't do anything to get those hostages back. Couldn't do a damn thing to get the hostages back. Muhammad Ali, on his own dime, went to Iraq. I don't know the conversation. I don't think very many people knew what the conversation was about, but we knew it was about those hostages. When Muhammad Ali left Iraq, those hostages left Iraq. You talking about wartime between our country and that country, and one of our own, a black man,
Muslim at that.
Muslim at that, went down and sat down with one of his Muslim brothers, talked it out with him, and brought those hostages back home, unharmed, unscathed. Like he didn't have a worry in the world when he went over there, and didn't have a worry in the world when he left. That tells you the type of power this man had. You don't see too many people, whether they be celebrities, whomever, with that type of power. At that time, you can probably name 3 other people with that type of power in the world that could have been able to do that, especially when his country is at war with another country. And I realized that, like I said, before I was a teenager, and I seen this man do that. His civil rights efforts, people don't really put him in that civil rights conversation. Him amongst another buku names out there that could be right up there with like your Malcolm X's, your Martin Luther Kings, your people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of names out there that could be equal to their names when it comes to civil rights. Muhammad Ali was in the forefront of that. People forget when he was Cassius Clay and he beat Sonny Liston, and the day directly after that, he came out and said, "Hey, I'm with the Nation of Islam and I will now be known as Muhammad Ali." The day after he won the world heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
He led his own marches. He spoke for us, black people. And I ain't afraid to say it. I ain't afraid to admit it. People sugarcoat over the fact that back in his day he was hated. White people didn't like Muhammad Ali like that.
You right.
They didn't. They didn't like Muhammad Ali. They called him everything but a child of God. They called him a draft dodger, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling his banishment from boxing, it was well deserved because he didn't want to fight for his country. But he gave every reason why he shouldn't have went over there. And if you really think about it, it was all logical. He said the white man is my oppressor in my own country. So why you want me to go over there and fight them for you, basically?
Mm-hmm.
And it was all fact. It was all truth. All these, dignitaries and these college professors and stuff like that, he would go around the country debating on social topics that affected black people in this country, and he was doing that to make it better for us. At that time, we were unborn, but he was looking out for us before we even breathed our first taste of air. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you black in this country right now, you were born in this country, you owe something to this man because this man did. He gave up a part of his life, his success for all of us, and that's something that you can't repay. You just can just be thankful, and I'm thankful for Muhammad Ali for what he did for me. He might not know me personally, I might not know him personally, but he did it for me without even knowing me, and that's a blessing. So,
I think he knew it. You know what I'm saying? I think he knew it. I mean, because he kept at it. You know, he was relentless like he was in the ring. Outside of it, so man, like I said, man, it should inspire all of us. You know, not just black people, but especially black people to make this
he
a better
made white
place.
America aware of what's going on in Black America, and he was unapologetic about it.
Yep,
Right.
Whether they wanted to hear it or not, he
and
let
in
them know.
term and in terms of boxing, not to take it off of that, but I mean he really, you know, the guys we know that's cocky or not even just cocky. I mean, but you know, the
He used
Floyd, the
boxing as a
Brawler, they the birth children of him. You know, they the children like the unofficial children that comes to the ring. That's where they got their cockiness from. They didn't just. I mean, so while we give them crap about it, I mean they got it from him, and you know, he just gave it confidence. He didn't tell you how to do it. He just told you should be confident, and how you choose to be confident is on you. So, I mean, and
like
they
I said
hate it.
with boxing. Boxing was his platform. That's what he used to get his message across.
Yeah, he
That's
did,
why I
man.
say what he did in the ring. What he did in the ring was fine, well and dandy, but he just used what he did in the ring to spread the message of what's going on with us at that time across the world, and to
Yeah,
bring awareness of what's going on in this country to others in this country. You'll never know. I mean, there's no way to calculate or estimate how many people, especially white people at that time, that he basically opened up their minds and opened up their hearts and became sympathetic to the struggles of black people at that day. You know, there's no way to calculate nothing like that.
and then
There were people in the KKK back then that were diehard Muhammad Ali fans because he converted them. He made it. Here's a guy, a black man that became heroes to not only white people and black people, but Asian people, Hispanic people.
Hispanic
You know what I'm
people,
saying?
everybody.
I mean, you got to think if Bruce Lee used this man as one of his influences during that time, like this man opened up the world. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's why I say. I mean, I feel like me personally, I feel like we damn near all, especially our generation, our parents, we owe this man a great bit of gratitude, and I feel like we in debt to this guy, man. For the simple fact of the matter,
Absolutely.
what he sacrificed for us, he didn't have to do this. He didn't have to
Mm-mm.
do it, but
He
yet he
could have
chose to do it.
he could have collected his check, lived lavish, and went on about his business. But
And I'm forever grateful for that. I'm forever grateful to Muhammad Ali, and I'm forever going to be grateful for to this man and the greatness that this man was. This man was a great man, not boxer, not
he
philanthropist.
was a great. He was just a great.
He's
He was
a great
great. He was just great. He
human
just
being.
great. Great everything. You know, great icon. I mean, it wraps all into one: boxer, person, activist. And like a dude, I don't know if you shared the video to various, but I was at work and I was on Facebook a couple of days ago, and the guy was telling the truth. He was just like he found the tributes in disingenuous because if Ali was 25 today, spouting out what he was spouting
Oh,
back
they hate
then,
him. They
would
hate him.
nobody they would hate him, they would ban him, they would it would be hard
I
to
seen the
you
video, and
know
it's true. It's true. If Ali was 25 today, you think he'd be against Black Lives Matter?
nope.
You think he'd be speaking? You think he
He's
wouldn't be saying nothing about Trump?
he pro black. He would have been pro black. He would have been at every rally, every debate. I mean, he was pro black to the fullest, and you could say he's pro black to the fall. You know, how, some people would say, well, no, he was fair, but he was about his people at the end of the day. I
Yep.
mean, he seen your other people getting their due, and he was worried about ours. Simple as
Muhammad
that. I
Ali
mean,
was unapologetically black. That's what I used to call it. He
and
was
that's why. Go ahead.
he was unapologetically black. He was about his people for his people, and rightfully so. But
Yeah. I
even
mean,
But
I
you
just
see, with
don't.
an he shook up the world in more ways than one.
Oh, no
That's
He
one of
question.
his
still
famous quotes. But he shook up the world in more ways than one.
he shook it up. He shook it up twice. I mean, he shook it up Friday too with his death. I mean, it
Oh
just.
man,
I mean, like I said, man, that's how you would want to be. If you're gonna look up to an athlete, man, Muhammad Ali is that guy. Um, in general, you should never be apologetic for nothing you want to do in life or what you want to be, what you want to say. I mean,
absolutely.
because that's what people want. They want you to conform and shut up and be a yes man,
Wholehearted.
man,
Yep.
a yes lady. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a sad day, man. It's a sad day, and I just hope that people just not, I'm gonna try to, every day do something to inspire somebody, you know, and just be a better person. But I mean, we need more people. We need more leaders. I'm not gonna say people. We need more
Absolutely.
people like Muhammad Ali, that shares the goal of, you know, increasing the knowledge and wealth of Black people. You know what I'm saying?
And
Pretty much,
empowerment.
yeah, the empowerment, and that's what we need. We don't need people to just be rich and just because. We need them to use that to catapult us onto something greater as we get older and raise up our kids. So. What was y'all favorite fight? What was your favorite fight? What we talking about as a fighter though? I mean, because he wasn't a boxer. What was y'all favorite Muhammad Ali fight?
My favorite Ali fight was Foreman, and the reason why is because, like you say, after seeing all all what people were saying about it was gonna be dominated. And actually, another reason why it's my favorite fight because it was my father's favorite fight of his,
Hmm.
and he was telling me about how the hype was. Nobody believed he had a chance, and I remember my father telling me, if I'm exact, that he won $2,500 off of that fight because everybody was betting on George Foreman, and he bet five different people $500 that Ali would win, and Ali ended up winning late in the fight, so he ended up coming up on $2,500. So that one there is my favorite fight because of how it showed that even with him not being what he once was, he was still a bad man.
Yes, he would. I
And,
mean, go
and,
ahead.
and he took that monster side of George Foreman for him forever. He took it in, and Foreman regained some of it back by getting more of it, but he still says to this day that Ali will forever be a part of him.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely one of the top of mine. But I like the third fight with him and the trilogy back with him and Joe Frazier, Thriller and Manila. I
Yeah,
mean,
He damn near died that fight.
yeah, they
yeah,
both did.
yeah, I might be paraphrasing the quote, but he was like, "That's the closest to death he ever felt or ever been after a fight." I mean, that was just what Joe Frazier was basically blind in what the left eye, and Ali, was just out of his prime, and that was just one of the greatest fights, if not the greatest fight. I mean, it was just a terrific fight, man. That was definitely my favorite. I mean, he has plenty of defining moments in that ring and great fights, but that third fight with Joe Frazier, it was something to be said about, and one of the all-time great fights in history of boxing. Elton.
For me, it's Floyd Patterson. The way he was whooping his ass and then tell him, "Say my name, say my name, say my
Wait a
name."
minute. No, that's Ernie Terrell. He did the same name
It was
thing.
Floyd Patterson too.
He actually did it to Floyd Patterson too.
Yeah, he did.
So what?
Yeah, he did it to Floyd Patterson too.
Okay. Now I remember Ernie Terrell. Hey, the funny thing about that, Ernie Terrell had he had a business here, and my father used to work for Ernie Terrell, and he made a joke about Ali beating him and about what is Ali's name, and he said Ernie Terrell got mad as hell.
Rest in peace to Ernie Terrell too.
Yeah, rest in
Rest in peace.
peace.
Rest in peace to Mike's father too, man.
Yes, definitely. Rest in peace to your pops, man. JG.
My favorite one is Foreman, because of what he had to overcome. But it wasn't just that though, man. If you remember, like I remember watching the movie, and then I've seen the fight live, Howard Cosell sold the hell out of like it was
Yeah,
probably one of the best like called fights ever.
yeah, it was.
Like Howard Cosell after he won that fight, man. If you ain't feel chills, you just not a boxing fan. I still
Right.
get chills from that moment.
I'm getting chills now.
Yeah.
Their relationship though with him and Muhammad Ali was great too. You know, they you can
It
definitely
was
tell they
excellent.
enjoyed each other's company. I mean, Harold Cosell, legendary commentator, man.
Hey, hey, I always liked Howard Cosell, but hey, Ali used to rag on him. Some say he used to be funny.
Hey,
I remember he's like, well, you know what? I didn't want to say this in front of everybody, but your wife told me you got the man. You used to be 2 years. Man,
Muhammad Ali was funny, man. He was definitely a jokester. T, what was your favorite Muhammad Ali fight?
Without question, it had to be the Foreman fight, bro. The Foreman fight. If you haven't watched the movie, if you're listening and you've never seen the movie, one of my favorite movies ever is When We Were Kings. And just watching the spectacle from the concerts with James Brown and B.B. King to the fight itself, man, this was an event. This is a true event that happened. I mean, the fights that we get today, you know, they don't carry the spectacle or the magnitude of an event like that fight carried back then.
Yeah,
And
it was
like we was talking like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? And it actually got delayed because if you remember, Foreman got a cut in
yeah.
and sparring, so they had to delay the fight. And just watching that movie and how Ali was accepted, you know what I'm saying, by the people over there. You know what I'm saying? That whole Ali Boumaier thing and him
Yeah.
jogging and you look behind him, you see damn near hundreds of people jogging and, you know, training with him. Everywhere he went, you know what I'm saying, people was following him, you know, and it's like, to me, it's psych Foreman out. It had to psych Foreman out, man. To know that you on a continent where just about everybody on the continent, you know what I'm saying, was for this one guy, and the only person for you is like your dog.
Yeah, you corner, yeah. Yeah. And they probably secretly was for Ali too, you know what I'm saying? So
Like I said, if you're listening and you have never watched When We Were Kings, watch that movie, and it will show you the magnitude of that fight and the spectacle was. It wasn't an event; it was a spectacle, and
It was
hands down,
it,
it was my favorite fight.
it was the first black thrown event too, wasn't it? As far as a fight.
Yeah,
yeah, yep.
yeah.
it had a
Like
lot
I
of
said, you had Earth, Wind and Fire, B.B. King, James Brown. You know, this is James Brown at his peak. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
You had all these guys in concert. You know what I'm saying? They're like 2 weeks ahead of the fight. 2 weeks ahead of the fight. That was amazing, man. We don't see anything like that today. We don't see anything close to that today. What they did over there, they built a whole arena just for that one fight. You know what I'm saying? It
Uh-huh.
was. It's something that's gonna remember as long as there's boxing.
Yeah, I mean, legend, man. I mean, we can talk about Muhammad Ali all night long, man. But you know, we're gonna wrap it up. Like I said, rest in peace to the icon, the GOAT, Muhammad Ali. Like it. Hey, keep going. I'm gonna still. You keep talking. I'm gonna sign it out though. It's been cool. Elton, JG, Smooth Cat, Tavares, Subscribe to Colossal Boxing Talk. Comment in the comment section below. Like this video. Follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. Like our Facebook page. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Peace.